Tolu Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. It's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go berserk. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Saying break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to ring, we're caught in everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Vision new I never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The doggone body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The doggone body's crippling. Feel the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Detroit basketball. Woo! 13 in a row. What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Downtown Deuce Show with the boss. Hope everybody is having a great night. Boss, how you feeling? Oh, you muted.
Okay. Now
There you go. There you go.
I feel like yesterday with the Lions. Too close to calm down. And at least, I'm still a little anxious about it, but we pulled it out. We did good. I think if Hallie was on this team, I would not be confident going by 2 shots, even 3, the way that he was throwing. So, but I feel great. We pulled it out. We finished it. We tied our franchise record. On to the next. I'm excited. Yeah. Chat. Hey, can we get some W's in the chat, man? For 13 wins in a row. I need some W's in the chat, man. And we see you guys. Y'all are in deep per usual, man. So we're going to get to as many of you guys as we can. Y'all know the rules. Y'all know how it go. If you want us to get to your comment and we miss it, super chat, caps lock, repost it, whatever y'all got to do. But we appreciate you guys all being here, man. So we got a lot to get to tonight with this game. That Lions reference was pretty solid because I felt the same way. It was a game they should have put away early. They could have put away early and they let the Giants just kind of do whatever they wanted to do. And that's kind of how it was tonight with the Pistons and the Pacers. They got off to a good start. You could see early in this game, we were the better team. We were the better team. We were the deeper team. We just weren't able to really put our foot on their neck and put this game away. And we talked about that before, as far as just not being able to finish games and put games away in the second half. That's the advantage of having a deep team, is being able to go hard and put them away. It didn't happen, but like we always say, every game isn't going to be pretty. It's not going to always be perfect. This was a game I think the Pistons needed too. I think they needed this one because they've had games before where they let teams kind of threaten, but not quite like this, where they got it down to about 3 or 4. So this was good. The Pacers, they need a win. The Pacers are still like Siakam, Nembhard, McConnell. These are guys that went to the game 7 of the finals last year. They want to win. They're hungry. The difference was they kept their energy high the whole time, whether they were down or not. And we didn't keep our energy up when we were going up. We made fourth quarter sloppy inbound plays, sloppy turnovers, unnecessary lobs, unnecessary shots. So We just, need to lock in. And, if that's what that team's bringing, we have to match energy and we have to bring it too. There's just no settling down.
Right.
And like you said, I think they needed it to learn that, like, hey,
Yes.
they could get away from us at any time.
Mm-hmm. Regardless of who we're playing. Yep.
They were a couple lucky, long threes away, which the way that Jarris Walker was hitting them could have happened.
Oh my God. Let's just start there real quick, man. He was shooting 21% on the year.
Yeah.
And he goes 5 for 5 from 3, 8 for 9 overall. Like he had a career high night with 21 points.
Yeah.
So it could have been one of those things where it was a perfect storm where we're not doing enough down the stretch and they get hot. And that's not what you want to put yourself in that position when you're on the road against a hungry team that is prideful, right? So We'll get to all that stuff later. But let's just get to the quick overview and then we'll get to some initial thoughts, boss.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, tonight the Pistons faced off against the Indiana Pacers, and they pick up yet another dub, beating them in a nail-biter, extending their winning streak to a franchise-tying 13 games in a row. And they now sit at 15-2. We are 15-2, guys. That is crazy. So, guys, the Pistons are on the verge of making history. They've now put together a 13-game winning streak. The only 2 times that's ever happened before were in the 89-90 season when the Bad Boys won the second of their back-to-back championships, beating the Portland Trailblazers in 5 games. And also what happened in the 2003-2004 season. And that was one of my favorite years of all time. But that was when the going to work boys, they would go on to also win the NBA championship over the Lakers in a 5-game sweep. So those are the only 2 times it has happened other than now, which is exciting. And boss, I'm going to just tell you really quickly, a little quick trip down memory lane. Mm-hmm. And you probably can remember this too. I vividly remember that win streak in 04. In that 03-04 season, I remember I would go to NBA.com and I saw the Pistons #1 in the power rankings. Yeah. And I think that was the first time I ever saw that in my life. Yeah. Because they didn't have power rankings back in the 89-90 day. It didn't exist. But seeing that for the first time in 04, that was a surreal feeling. And just being recognized as the top team in the league was special. That was special. So to be back there now is also special. Still a long way to go. Don't get it twisted. Still a long way to go. But just being in this position now is cool.
Slightly a different league today, but I mean, 03-04 was when I started watching. So that streak is when, I started falling in love. Like, oh, hey, this team is good. And guys, I grew up in Chicago. I'm split. My brother's a Bulls fan. We are split family wise. So I picked the Pistons because of the way they were playing that year and have stuck with them ever since. And so I don't remember it probably as vividly as you do, but I remember winning and feeling good and choosing this team to root for the rest of my life. So that's how the fandom began.
I mean, you picked a good time. You kind of got spoiled as a Pistons fan. You came in at a perfect time to get involved. But that's what's up. Yeah, I always say, outside of getting married and having my kids and all that stuff, like that was the best year of my life because that was the year that I graduated high school. So it was just a dream that summer. That summer was a dream. Going to the parade, it was crazy. But getting back to reality, there's no guarantee that the Pistons are going to automatically repeat history, right, and win a championship just because of the win streak. But there's still a space for us to be able to just kind of take a second, smell the roses, so to speak, and just kind of enjoy what's happening right now with this team. And one more thought before we get to the initial thoughts, boss. The Pistons guys are going to have stretches in the season that are not perfect. I know we're on the road right now, but there's going to be bumps along the way, and we have to be prepared for that. Whether it's a 2-game losing streak or a 3-game losing streak, there are highs and lows to every NBA season for every team. It doesn't mean it's time to panic, though. So a case in point of that is going back to that year, boss, in 2004. After the Pistons extended that streak to 13, right, because they beat the Spurs, it was snapped the very next night or the very next game, ironically by the same Indiana Pacers. Yeah. And they beat us by double digits. And we went on to face them in the conference finals that year. But after that loss, boss, the Pistons, they would lose the next 2 games after that. Right. Yeah. That led to a 3-game losing streak right after that 13-game winning streak. So if something similar happens this season, I don't want everybody to panic. Yeah. It's all part of playing a 82-game season. It's just important that we don't become prisoners of the moment like I was back then when I was younger. If something similar happens this year, boss.
Yeah. And I agree. I agree completely. And I think, like I said, if a loss tonight happened, I would have been disappointed because I picture our loss coming against a very good team, not a 2 2-13 team that they are, but a good team that we fought for. And I don't see us going on a losing streak because we are a bounce back kind of team. So when the loss comes, I don't want to be super disappointed. But like I said, I'm really happy it didn't happen today when it very well could have.
Right.
I see lots of comments, guys, and I haven't pulled any up because we're really not on topic, but bring it all up when we talk about it. But I see a lot of comments about certain lineups, certain what we should have done differently on defense, offense, and Deuce and I agree and disagree with you guys on a lot of those. So we'll chat about
should
those.
Be fun.
Throw them back up there when we get to there, because
for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had some difference of opinion. Yeah. Which I'm sure a lot of us here do at this point in the season, right? So maybe even the coaching staff does. Who knows, right? There's so many things, so many options and things like that. So, all right, boss. So let's go ahead and start with the injury report. So, guys, as far as the injury report, there's not really much to say. The Pistons they right now are as healthy as they have been in a very long time, just from top to bottom. The beginning of the season, we guys know it was a laundry list of players that had injuries every night, but things are looking up for this team as far as health is concerned. So I'm glad we got that out the way early, hopefully. The only two players who are remaining out for the Pistons are Marcus Sasser with his hip and Bobby Clipman with his left ankle. So hopefully those guys can get healthy, but it's still nice to see that overall we are pretty healthy as of right now.
Yeah.
So with that, guys, we will go ahead and move to some initial thoughts, and we will let Boss lead it off as far as what she saw overall from this game, and then we'll get to some specifics.
Yeah, well, we started off a little messy. We had 2 turnovers right away. I was like, okay, let's shake those off, guys. I think we learned pretty well. I was very impressed with our first half. It was like 59% shooting, 50% from threes. We hit 16 of 18 free throws. It was good. Some of the lineups were questionable. I see why, and I'll get to that later too. But I was just, some of them I was like, I don't know if I would have, that would have been my pick for those 5 on the court. But I understand that, guys, this is the healthiest we've been. So it's just a problem that they're dealing with. And against, a team with 2 wins, that's when you want to experiment. So I kind of understand that. We played really well in the first half. They won the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter, we just had to keep it with the first half. The fourth quarter, we did great. Second half fell off again. But the Pacers, weren't going to go down easy. So you were losing your stuff there for a minute in that third quarter. We were texting back and forth. Well, I was, because we've seen them stop runs, but the Pacers run lasted 10 minutes of that third. So I was like, when is the momentum shift has been coming sooner? So I was getting impatient, like, okay, when is it going to click for you guys? Yeah. And, and then we went back up the fourth, and then we went back down, and I was just, super nervous. And even the fourth, you were like, we're fine. Like, you had it. I was getting anxious, especially the way some of the calls were going. I'm actually kind of mad that JB didn't use some of his challenges.
I am too. But that out of bounds play when Nimhard bounced the ball out of bounds, like, bro. Like,
I know. But for me, I think it's because a lot of the calls were very questionable both ways. And so maybe he was just saving it for unnecessary and then ended up not having to use it. But
because then he could have used it for that JD foul too when he went and got the rebound late, like
touch fouls, a couple of
oh my god,
and running into guys to get the ball, So I could see that, but we pulled it out. So
got it done.
It's a W. Just like Dan Campbell said with the Lions yesterday. He's like, was it pretty? No, but it's a win. It's a win. So,
we'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah, the Pacers they're definitely a team that likes to do what we do. As far as turning you over and getting out in transition, that's something that we saw from them early. But in the first half, you mentioned that the Pistons, they settled in and locked in defense. That first half defensively, they were pretty good. They looked connected, especially in the half court. They looked connected on both ends of the court. But defensively, they were on a string. You could see them trusting. The level of trust that they have already is pretty impressive. Like, you could see them trusting that their teammate is going to be where they're supposed to be, even if they can't see them. Right? That takes trust. And the Pistons are playing that way, though. You can see defensively, they're making the right rotations and expecting their guy to be where they're supposed to be. That's why they get so upset with each other when there's a blown assignment, because they're trusting their guy to be where they're supposed to be to cover them. But that trust also allows you, when you play it correctly, it allows you to play better defense, because now you can react without having to look over your shoulder. Right? And when everybody's doing that, it makes it very hard for the offense to score when the defense is connected like that. And then you can get out in transition. So I did like to see that early. Like, they were very well connected defensively in that first half. The rotations were crisp. It was sharp. Guys were trusting each other, and they were getting stops.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and like I think Ausar was a big part of that.
Yes, he was.
I think Cade, everyone was a big part of the defense. Like you said, everyone's connected. They got it down. And when we did slide on defense, I noticed that we really picked it up. Also, I don't think the Pacers ever converted out of a timeout, is what I know. We either got a defensive play or we got a steal and a possession. Like and that, that just speaks to killing momentum. They call a timeout, they call a plan, and we disrupt it. So that was just something I noticed too throughout the whole game. But in the first, we just really picked it up when we needed to, and there were just some silly mistakes that the Pacers capitalized off of. And then again, there's two of their shooters. It's Walker and the other one that was they haven't been shooting threes like
oh my god
season. Let me look up his name. Robinson Earl. He was 4 from 6. He was 2 for 3 from 3, and then Walker was 5 of 6 from 3. And guys, they've been under 30% all season. So it's going to be a hot game too for them.
Insane.
So, yeah.
Like that was kind of annoying. Like you can kind of get a feel sometimes when games are going to flip a certain way when you're not playing well, you're playing kind of lackadaisical, and they're just not missing. And you can just kind of see them chipping away more and more and more at the lead. It's like, all right, guys, come on, let's get back on it. And they eventually did, but it just had that feel to it that it could get out of hand if they allowed it to. It was nice to see them show some growth, though, and be able to go ahead and put it away. So I did want to shout that out, too. But
absolutely.
Offensively, though, they were also very well connected early in this game. The ball was moving. They were playing really unselfish in that first half. Even when the Pacers were trying to pressure them, the Pistons, they never really panicked. They continued to just move the ball, move themselves. And even when the Pacers would play tough defense on possessions, the Pistons were still able to score and execute. And that's demoralizing. Yeah. But for us, that's beautiful to see. Go ahead.
Yeah. Nine of our 11 players that played had assists. And everyone had points except Holland, but he contributed fine. Yeah. We talked about that last time. We don't need your offense. Focus on D. So, but so that just goes to show, like, they were moving the ball, they were hitting their shots. And looking at these numbers real quick, everybody shot above 50% except for Robinson went cold. And then Cade shot 44%. Everyone else above 50.
Wow.
Huge offensive show up.
Oh, that's impressive. That's impressive, man. So now the goal is to try to play that way for 48 minutes, or at least as close to 48 as possible. Without having those lapses. Yeah. That's the next jump for this team, right? Because they're going to continue to rep it out. It's going to continue to get more crisp, more sharp on both ends. But now they just got to work on maintaining it for full games and not letting their foot off the gas. We kind of sound like a broken record. We said this the last few games now, right? Yeah. Just as far as being able to expand that lead and be able to put it out of reach to where teams don't have the fight to even want to keep trying to come back and win because it's out of reach. Well, so
we shouldn't be giving up 20-point leads within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what was happening. It wasn't like we were 20 points in and they slowly made their way back. Like, we let them back in quickly. And then we had to readjust. But I also think that comes with just figuring out the lineups and figuring out the matchups and what we need. But
yeah, I mean, it does. It does. And I'm not tripping because like we're still a very young team. That's what we got to keep in mind. We're still a very young team. We're still trying to figure things out. We're still trying to, understand that we are the hunted now. Right. Every game that we play, the other team probably has us circled on their calendar.
Yeah.
We got the best record in the East, one of the best teams in the league. So we have to be ready for that. It doesn't really matter who you're playing because we know that every night they're going to bring it. We're going to get most teams' best performance going forward. As this streak continues to grow, we're going to see teams playing harder and harder. They want to be the team. They want to be the team that ends the streak. Right. Yeah. For us, it may be another quote unquote game, but the teams that we're playing now, like they're bringing it every single game. And we got to be ready for that going forward. We have to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And like I said, it just sounds like a broken record now because I have just no notes about just finishing strong and they'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not nothing to panic about. It's still early. We're still a young team. We'll be fine.
I mean, again, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we used to have the lead and give it up.
Exactly.
Now we're at least closing out the games and with a win. So yeah. I'll take that.
And one thing that stood out to me too is that the Pistons did a much better job of holding the Pacers to one and done. I think last game they had like 20 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, let me look up what the Pacers had.
And tonight they had 5.
Wow.
So huge improvement. huge improvement over last game. Especially, because that's how teams get back in the game. If you give them extra possessions, if you defend well for 20 seconds and then you don't get the rebound and then they get a bucket out of that, that's demoralizing, right? That's tough. So it was good to see them clean that up. And I think they had 45 free throws last game too.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of free throws towards the end. That's kind of, it's what Siakam and Nembhard are good at. But I'm just looking you brought up rebounds. So I'm just looking at it. They had 5 offensive and 25 defensive. We had 14 offensive and 31 defense rebounds.
See, yeah.
45 rebounds.
That just means they're holding teams to one possession.
Yeah.
And when you're rebounding well and you're playing solid defense, that's how you do that. So that was good to see. That was good to see for sure. All right. So with that, boss. Oh, one more thing, and then I want to hear your initial thoughts for sure, because this was important. Well, you know what? I'll start with you. I'll let you kick it off.
Thoughts already, so you're good.
So you did yours. Okay, so I'll just get to mine then. Yeah. So with me, like the first thing I want to say is this: Greg Kelser made a really good point. He said because the Pistons have so much depth, whoever's on the floor can play hard for the entire time they're on the floor.
Yeah.
When you get tired, you'll come out, but there's no drop off because we have a very deep team. We're very deep. So usually teams don't have that depth, and they need guys to kind of preserve their energy throughout the course of a game because the bench can't sustain it. But the Pistons have that luxury.
So I agree. But sorry, I just before you say because I agree, but Cade practically played the entire third. So if we have that luxury, why aren't we using it?
Well, that's a whole other conversation. Yeah. That's a coaching thing.
Yeah.
But we definitely have the luxury to be able to do it. Whether coach does it or not is a totally different story. But most teams don't even have the optionality to be able to do it. And that's why you're seeing guys having to play so many minutes like Cade didn't have to do tonight, right? But guys like Daniss Jenkins could have definitely played more in a situation like this to settle things down. But I just like that it's something that's fixable as early as next game. Like most teams, they can't fix that. They can't go and make a trade to go get a guy or to get a bunch of guys to add to their bench, to strengthen their bench. They got to give away one of their stars to do that. We're in a situation where we have that optionality. So now it's a matter of just taking advantage of it.
So true.
But I did notice that. And that's why I think the Pistons are really able to take over games most of the time in the second half when they're locked in. And they can win games that are close because they're the fresher team.
Yeah.
Right. Just another reason why the Pistons don't want to trade that depth for a big name, because it's going to cost you that. So our team is really built like a contender. We have the formula. We've got the stars. We've got the coaching. We've got the depth. We have everything we need.
Yeah, I agree. And it'll be beneficial too when we get back-to-backs, when we have tougher games where we're playing tougher teams, at least, teams that are closer in record to us and stuff. That will definitely come in handy. So you're right.
So with that, boss, let's go ahead and get to some individual box scores and see how things played out as far as with our guys. So let's start with our point guard. Let's start with Cade Cunningham tonight. So tonight, guys, Cade had 24 points on 8 for 18 shooting, 0-2 from 3, 8 for 10 from the free throw line, 11 boards, 6 assists, 3 turnovers in 36 minutes. Take off on Cade.
Yeah, I mean, still doing Cade things. A little bummed about his 25 and 10 streak, but that's okay. I mean, the offense was just much more spread out today. I mean, he was doing Cade stuff. I wrote down a couple of plays he had in the second. He had a great pass to Javonte under the rim. That was right after Nembhard pulled the chair on him, which Nembhard did really well. And I like about Nembhard, and I mentioned this last time we played him, you can't get away with that when the guy's backing in.
Right.
It needs to come when he's driving forward, because then it just stumbles. When he's backing in, he just falls over. So that was awesome just to get that momentum back. He was getting fired up in the third. He was mad at refs. He was mad at the way calls were going. He was mad at the way things. So he was just fired up. He had another head ball.
Bounce off his head.
Yep. And then in the fourth, he had that, the clutch shot to extend the lead from 8 to 10.
Yeah.
I just saw him try to take over again in the fourth, which we called upon him to do. And he did, he hit that one, then he missed the next one. It's just, and then he missed his free throw. That's where I'm like, maybe he would have made that if he wasn't, he's tired. He's tired. He's going this was a fast paced game. These are two teams that like to run.
Yep.
So I just wish I'm wondering why JB didn't consider his minutes a little bit in the second half. But otherwise, Cade carried it and he did great. He set a great example again. He was getting fired up and angry. I think if something did happen to the point of where the game was extended, we still would have pulled it out because he wasn't going to let it get away.
Right. Yeah, you could tell he didn't want the streak to end like this for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure. Brandon Singleton says, we need a Deuce GMAC collab for this run. We on for real. Bro, hey, that would be fire, bro. I mean, hey, y'all make sure y'all add him on IG and Twitter and let him know. Deuce is waiting. You know, your boy's waiting. We got a lot more music coming this year, too. Shout out to GMAC. I think he just signed a deal, though, with FanDuel to have his theme played throughout the game, which is fire. Awesome. So it does get us lit going into the game. So shout out to him for sure. Pistons won again. You already know. But as far as what I saw with Cade, I thought overall he played a very good floor game. Like he got his numbers pretty quietly again, especially in that first half, just kind of taking what was available. Because everything in the first, especially in the first half. In the second half, he kind of went more ISO. But first half, you saw him just really taking everything that was there within the flow of the offense. You know, he wasn't really forcing anything. He was just kind of making the right play based on what the defense was giving. And I thought he read the defense pretty well. Yeah. But he was in his midi bag tonight for sure. He was in his midi bag all night. He kept going to that spin, reverse spin move, spin, and then reverse spin for the pull-up. That was nice. They couldn't stop it. And I want to say this too, guys. Having a 6'7" guard, point guard, is such an advantage.
Yeah.
It's such an advantage to where most shooting guards can't like opposing shooting guards can't handle him, let alone point guards. Andrew Nembhard he's got pretty good size for a point guard, 6'3". That's pretty much what average these days. But Cade was just bullying him.
I can't believe that they had Nembhard as Cade's assignment because Cade as Nembhard's assignment because I guess Ausar, was in charge of Nembhard because maybe knows that Ausar, Ausar's usually in charge of the point guard.
Yeah.
Or the ball handler, but I don't know what the Pacers were thinking because I all those pull-ups in my head were over Nembhard, just a step back right over him. So
yeah, he was getting whatever he wanted, man. In so many situations. That's tiring. That's how you lose your legs. Yeah, when you're getting beat up like that in the post as a guard, it's already tough on big guys. But late in the game, you saw Nembhard missing a lot of shots he normally makes. Yeah, and that's because he was feeling it over the course of the game. That's tough. That's tough to sustain.
And they're beat up, and Nembhard and Siakam, they're called upon. And Mathurin had to go out because we smartly attacked him once he got into foul trouble. So he had to go out for a while. Yeah. But those are the three guys that they really rely on this offense, and they have relied on since the start of the season. So those guys are tired. They're tired.
Yeah, for sure. They're trying to do a lot, man. Their plate is super duper full, like you mentioned. So. But yeah, as Pistons, we took advantage of it. That's what you have to do, right? And they did that for sure. I also want to talk about as far as just having a big point guard, man. When you have a big point guard like that, and you have an athletic big like JD, like out of the pick and roll, it's so hard to guard. Like you think about Lob City with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. Chris Paul was a savant in the pick and roll, but he was 6 feet. He was 6 feet. So it was much harder for him to be able to, he had to be really crafty as far as getting his defender on his hip, not allowing his guy to block him from behind, and still being able, he had great timing. That's what allowed him to be so effective, right? Yeah. But having a guy like Cade, who once you get on his hip, it's a wrap. You're not going to block him from behind without fouling him. You're not going to be able to get back in front because he is able to keep you in front because he's so wide. Yeah. And then you got JD too, who can go get it from the rafters. It just makes it really hard to guard. And it makes options for other guys so much more better quality shots. Yeah. Because so much attention is on that play. So I wanted to shout that out because like it's easy to get used to it because we see it every game. But that's hard for defenses to try to stop every game. So, and he's getting better and better at running it. So yeah, it's going to be something that is really, I think, impactful and effective for the Pistons in the playoffs. It's just running that action and running off of that. So yeah, I love what I saw from Cade overall. And I also like him too, boss. I love seeing him play off ball. Yeah. And this is another reason we were saying we want to see Daniss Jenkins play more. But Cade is good off the catch too, right? We saw it was one play where Daniss Jenkins pushed the break and he found Cade for a trailing midi. Catch and shoot. Really easy offense. And so for Cade, it didn't show tonight because I think we both think he played too much, but getting that type of easy offense, even if it's just in spurts, is going to keep him fresher. Right. Right. And it's going to allow him to be able to slide his feet on the defensive end like he was doing against guys like Nembhard without fouling. Right. So that's going to allow him to be fresh. It's just being able to play off ball. He'll be fresher in close games, which he's been for most of the year. And it also allows him to get on the glass. Just his overall effort and energy is going to be heightened if he's allowed to play off ball, even if at times. Yeah, I agree. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah, and I he got a couple of rebounds and was able to pull up right away from the free throw line, like long rebounds. So it would just I think it would just do wonders for his midi game, especially if we can get it to him right in the paint where he can just shoot it. Right,
exactly.
Would be nice because right now he isn't the main ball handler, but we still have him on the perimeter. I like to see him cut in and get the ball and turn around and put shots. So that's probably going to happen in the future.
Yeah, as they get more and more comfortable, for sure.
Ivy too.
Because I think we're done integrating guys as far as our rotation as of right now, so we should be able to just kind of roll with these guys if we can stay healthy. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and go to Duncan Robinson. So, guys, tonight in 34 minutes, Duncan Robinson had 9 points on 2 of 10 shooting, 1 for 83. So he didn't shoot well. One of his rare off shooting games this year. He did go 4-4 from the free throw line, which is good. Have 4 boards, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and once again in 34 minutes. What did you see from Duncan Robinson tonight in his minutes? Played a lot of minutes.
Still effort, and I think that's why he played the minutes that he did. He hit his first 3, and then he hit another 3 shortly after that, and then he went cold.
Yeah.
So that's just more like, and I think JD was just like, okay, well, the only way you can get hot again is keep shooting. So but we could have, had guys like Daniss, like Ivey, like Green. We could have had those guys play a little bit more when he was doing cold. But again, the effort was huge. I loved him talking to Matherin.
Oh, I love that.
Like, he's right now, like he's laughing, they're talking, and then they were talking at the free throw line, and then he drew that charge on him. The one that they challenged, which was so funny, because I was like, even if it wasn't a charge, if that was the defender, you can't drop your shoulder and just run a guy over. Yeah,
even if you're moving.
Right. Even if Duncan Robinson was like, say that he just did full court pressure on him. And Matherin did that. That'd still be an offensive foul.
Yep.
It's not necessarily a charge. It's an offensive foul.
Yes.
You can't do that. So
yes. You can't lower your shoulder.
I'm kind of glad that they lost their challenge there, because it was kind of silly for them to start to do that in the first place. And I think he just got in Matherin's head, which I appreciated from him. And maybe that's also why he had minutes out there, because Matherin was in there a lot too, except when he got into foul trouble and everything. So Duncan, he was clutch in moments when we needed he did a lot of effort tonight. So I'm not mad about it. And again, like it was coach's decision to play him as much as he played him, especially when he went cold.
Yeah.
So, but all he could do was, what was asked for him is shoot shots and effort, which is what we've talked about. That's what you're out there to do. So at least he's doing that. He wasn't trying to do anything silly. He wasn't driving to the basket when he wasn't making threes. He was just trying to take the shot that he's used to taking. And some of them were like in and out. Some of them were close. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's funny. Zion says Ben Math is a fake tough guy. Perfect pacer. Oh, that's funny. Look, guys, so here's what I saw from Duncan tonight. Boss, you hit on a lot of things I was going to talk about, but I just liked his aggression on both ends, but offensively he was aggressive. His shot didn't go down, but I'm okay with 2 for 10 every 5th or 6th game. It's going to happen sometimes, right? But he's still keeping the defense honest. He had a nice DHO, fake DHO into a 3 ball. If you guys saw that, where he had the ball, he was dribbling the ball. He faked the DHO, the dribble handoff, and the other defender went with him. He just turned around and shot the 3. Like normally when you see that, like you see guys like Draymond Green doing that, right? He'll fake the pass, and then when the defender goes with him, he'll just dart to the hoop with the ball still in his hand and try to go for a dunk or a layup. But Duncan just faked the pass and turned around and pulled up for a 3. Yeah, I thought that was nice. Yeah. So he did a good job mixing it up though. Like when he was coming off, when he's coming off screens, he's not just firing every time. If they're launching and lunging at him, he's taking advantage. If they close too hard, he's taking advantage. He can put the ball on the floor and then get to the rim and make the right play. So I like how he's mixing it up and not being predictable offensively, as if to think he's going to do the same thing every time. Yeah. And then defensively too, he was just steady. Like you mentioned, he was just steady. Just giving the effort, like we always said. He was deflecting passes, just really active. And that's becoming more and more consistent. That's good to see that he's defensively just having an impact on that end. Even if he's not making a home run play, he's just not hurting us defensively. And that's what you like to see as well. And you mentioned it too. Just he went into his Tim Hardaway Jr. back tonight. Yeah. Just as far as just giving his body up, being willing to take a charge here and there, just doing the little things, playing Pistons basketball. He's starting to develop that mindset, and they pay dividends. He did play too many minutes though. 34 for him on a night when he's not shooting it great. You got other guys you can go to. Exactly. And I would have liked to see Jaden a little bit more. We mentioned Jenkins a little bit more. So our starters did play heavy minutes. I think it was more of a thing of let's make sure we win this game. Yeah. With the guys that we can trust who have been here and played in big moments relatively. I think that's kind of what it was tonight, as opposed to going to your bench, which has proven to be effective.
And coach is going to realize that. I think this was a one-time thing. I think, last game we played 12 guys in the first half, and that still worked out well for us. Yep. So now it's just about, like I said, experimenting. And there was one, and just because we're on Duncan, there was the second lineup in was Ivy, Duncan, LeVert, Holland, and Stu. That was the one I was like, because, I mean, we trust Ivy, but that's almost putting too much trust on Ivy, I think.
Yeah.
Or LeVert.
Right now.
That was when Duncan was going a little cold. Holland and Stu are defenders in there, but I don't know. But I think it was because LeVert and Duncan are playing very well off each other. They're finding each other to move the ball. They're moving the ball so well when both of them are on the floor. So I think it was a Michigan
connection.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's what he was trying out tonight, because they were in there a couple times. And then when Duncan went out, because that was the second, he was the last starter out there, Jenkins came in. I like that a little better.
Yep.
Because then that's three guys that I trust bringing the ball up the court, in Ivy, LeVert, and Jenkins. It gets them moving off ball. And then, I don't know. I just trusted that one a little bit better when Jenkins was in for Duncan. But I see so that's what I think he was doing, was just the Michigan connection. And like we said, he's just going to try these things out, because maybe that's also testing, because Ivy, we expect to be in the starting lineup for Duncan. So a Duncan LeVert lineup is probably going to be the second, who's called in second. So that might have just been testing the waters a little bit to see how they do. And I think they did great on the floor together. But overall, a little too much minutes. But I complained about his minutes to start with no effort, and there was at least effort the entire time tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, across the board, I would say the same. I think guys just kind of got tired down the stretch because of the reasons we mentioned, right? So, but I think the effort overall was there. Execution, not as much all the time, like just silly mistakes here and there at pivotal points in the game that could have hurt us, but didn't. And ultimately, so, something to clean up. I'm sure they'll work on that for sure.
Yeah.
Let's move to Ausar Tasmanian, backbone of the defense, Thompson, guys. So tonight he had 13 points on 6 for 9 shooting, 1 of them from the free throw line, 3 boards, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, stuff in the stat sheet again, in 30 minutes. Thoughts on Ausar Thompson tonight, boss?
Yeah, it's funny. I logged in. There were a couple of people in the comments. A couple of people defended him, but said that Ausar had a bad night. This is one of his best nights for us.
Yeah.
But the defense was great. The effort was great. The speed was great. I didn't even know the turnover, I guess, was the one on McConnell. I'm guessing that would be counted against the one where McConnell snuck in on the inbound. Was that?
I thought that was Javonte that inbounded that, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Did Ausar have the ball and then because I don't remember him turning the ball over except for that moment. Because I was expecting
that was a lazy inbound pass.
Okay.
It was a miscommunication, like as far as
a lazy inbound. I think it was a lazy receiving.
Was it? Okay. I gotta go back and look. You could be right.
Letting him bounce it,
okay,
pick it up and stuff. But
see, as the inbounder, you got to be aware of the defenders lurking as well.
Well, how did he know that Ausar was going to take his sweet time to go get it?
Well, the thing is, you got to let your guy know he's there.
We'll watch it.
You got to let him know he's there.
Yes, but there's everyone on full court. I don't know. Just go watch it.
Because most of the time, you're not expecting guys to pressure 94.
I agree. But I'm just saying, TJ McConnell wasn't right behind Ausar.
Okay.
He ran in.
Okay.
So I think it was probably both. But to me, it was more of an Ausar mistake.
Okay.
And if you see it, maybe you'll agree. But I just thought he did phenomenal. He had, first of all, his first basket, he jumped so high.
Yeah.
To elevate it over.
Yeah.
I was like, he's floating. Like
he's insane.
We know he gets up high, but
crazy.
It's nuts. Great defense on Nembhard. Nembhard was getting fresh. They're getting frustrated with each other. And I'm kind of glad that the refs laid off of it, because the way that they were grabbing each other, you could have called a foul on both the whole time.
Facts.
Nothing physical. If it's not getting too heated, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think he won that matchup for sure.
Absolutely.
He had the steal on Siakam to dunk right after the Pacers timeout.
Yeah.
And the amazing and one that he had, he shot it, got the and one. It was a mid range. And what I noticed again is it went in and it wasn't arched. and
right.
Because it was another laser shot. And he said that he's been working on arching his shots. But if your laser shots are going in, I don't care. I don't care how you shoot if they go in. There's all types of shooting forms that are unique. If you shoot a laser instead of an arc and it goes in, that's a basket. Yep. So I'm glad that he just did what was right and didn't think too much like, oh, let me make sure I arc on this, It would have felt good. He had that beautiful spin move basket. Just great defense. I mean, amazing. And offense. He just really contributed tonight. I think it's one of his best games of the season because he started strong. He seemed confident the whole time. As a ball handler, he seemed great. He was calling out calls. Yeah, I just really liked what I saw from him tonight. He was getting me excited. He was my player. Come halftime, he was the player that I was like, this is the player of the game right now.
He played very, very well. We got some feedback on those who were watching that same play. Yeah. Megan Hucker said Ausar wasn't paying any attention to TJ McConnell when he stole that ball from him. Todd says, no, it's the person inbounding the ball. Caris was right there. That is true. Caris was also right there. True. And Derek says Caris was right there. Wu should have passed the ball to Caris and not to Ausar, who was looking away. So I think it was a combination, a miscommunication, but I do think Wu got a little bit like it was just routine.
But I think Ausar too. You'll see.
It was both of them. Of them. But either way, Caris is right there. Like you gotta give him the ball. But either way, didn't matter, didn't cause game, but it's something to keep in mind, especially playing a team like that.
Yeah.
As far as what I saw from Ausar, you mentioned the great defense, man. He played great defense on multiple guys. Like Nembhard, he had him in jail a few times. He had Mather in the jail a few times. He even made it tough for McConnell a few times. And McConnell he's a very good player, man. He's very crafty. He's not the most athletic, doesn't jump the highest. He's just smart. He plays angles well. He knows how to use his body. He's just really good.
Yeah.
But Ausar was able to really be disruptive. He was able to get his hands on a lot of passes, get out in transition, which is where he's at his best. It's funny. We just talked about Wu and Ausar and how they had the miscommunication. There was a few plays in this game where they kind of came together and was able to turn guys over. I think it's imagine being guarded by Javonte Green on top, trying to get by him. And if you get by him, he's sending you to Ausar.
Yeah. Like, he's sending you to Stew, probably,
Yeah, but on the play when Ausar got that steal, Ausar came right over. Like that's got to be tough for anybody.
Yeah.
Because Javonte Green is strong, but he's also quick enough a foot to be able to stay in front. Mm-hmm. So if you're able to get by him, Ausar's like, hey man, what's up? So it's just like that's tough. That is tough. So I love that combination of just the perimeter defenders that we have because it makes things very, very tough for guys on the perimeter. But yeah, I thought he played great. He had a nice little, he likes that spin move, turnaround, fadeaway move. He goes to that quite often. You can tell that's his, he got fouled on one of those, didn't he? By Pascal Siakam. Didn't he foul him? He got an and one?
Yep. He had a couple of those. And then I'm just glad that he got a couple of steals or at least breakaways that led to dunks. And he had that one missed one.
Yeah.
It like kind of popped back up. But,
you know what's crazy about that? I think he wasn't ready. Because if you watch that play again, he had Ausar, Cade had JD and Ausar on the wing. Yeah. And Cade faked the pass to JD and went to Ausar. I don't think Ausar was ready for it.
That's why I think he had to hold on to the rim for balance. I think that's why the ball bounced back out because he would have just fallen backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But I wasn't too mad about it. But I'm just happy because we've seen him kind of just, lay it up a little bit or miss on breakaways. And today I was just excited to see him dunk. Like he's amping himself up as well. Mm-hmm. And so that was just really good to see.
Yeah.
I just think he had such a good game and he just made me excited for him on the court. Like there was, again, no hesitation, confidence, did everything so well, did what was asked of him. He was just playing with a lot of passion out there, I feel like.
Yeah, he's playing hard and he's focused on that side of the ball. Like we were saying with Ryan, just focus on the defense for now. The offense will come. That's what Ausar's doing. He's focused on that end. He's taking on that challenge of, stopping their offensive weapon, number one weapon on the perimeter. And he's doing a good job of that. And then whatever he gets on the offensive end is just a bonus. So I love his approach. We don't need him to do too much more than what he's doing right now. Just be that Swiss Army knife. Don't need him to be creating offensively a ton and, just kind of get in where you fit in and focus on being a lockdown defender and everything else for him. As a result of that will be easy, I think.
Yep.
For sure.
That's what happened. So
yeah. So good game from Ausar. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on, guys, to Tobias. Tobias Harris, Uncle T tonight, guys, had 12 points on 4 for 8 shooting, 1 or 2 from 3, 3 from the free throw line, 1 board, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal in 26 minutes. Boss, take off.
Yeah, I mean, I liked what I saw from Tobias tonight. especially in the first half, I would say was his better half. He played great defense on Siakam, really locked him down. He did that one where he like almost shot clock violation, or Siakam got it up right as the shot clock went off, but Tobias held him the whole time, and then he immediately got a nice spin move basket, and then next possession he hit that corner three. So I think he stacked things tonight. I really liked him backing down some defenders and hitting from in front of the rim. Like that just showed confidence to me as well. He had that post up against Matherin to get him into more foul trouble because Matherin couldn't do anything. Tobias was like, I'm going to post up on you and I'm going to get this shot, because if you so much as try to hit me, you get your fifth foul. Yep. And so that's what he did. He ran him over. So I think it was just smart basketball. Like you said that you noticed some, I was definitely noticing more offense from him, but you noticed some defensive miscommunications in the fourth. People in the comments, this is what I noticed you earlier. Bring your comments back up, because what Deuce and I were talking about. Because a lot of people agreed that they should. I saw a couple straight up said Deuce should have been in there in the fourth instead of Tobias, and I see that as well. Because I think he did what was asked of him, but then with when it comes to really needing defense, you're right. There should have been a defender. Stu should have been in there for Tobias, and I think that other defenders should have been in there other times for other people. Yeah. But yeah, I would just love to get your comments back up, guys, about your Tobias fourth quarter things, because I think he had a great first half. He really produced tonight. He had a good game, but maybe some assignments weren't the best.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly, guys. Put your comments back up there. So I'll start with the good with Tobias tonight. I thought he looked really fresh. Since he's been back, he's looked fresh. These last two games, he's looked very fresh, very active. And that's what I like to see that. His corner three, man, he's knocking it down at a rate this year better than I've seen all last year.
Yeah, I agree.
It was periods early around this time last year where he couldn't throw it in the ocean. Wide open. He just could not knock it down. But now he just looks much more in rhythm. He looks like he understands what he's supposed to do for this team. That comes with reps and things like that. And he got into that post bag, right? Like you mentioned, punishing small defenders. He's a nice safety valve to have when the set kind of gets broken up, when things kind of break down offensively and the set kind of, you got 10 seconds on the clock and not much really going on. We saw last game, Ausar had the ball with 5 seconds left. And it's like, he's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? And he's kind of forced into a tough shot. It's nice having a guy like Tobias that you can kind of go to and kind of just try to get a bucket in the post. So I like that he is able to be that safety valve for this team. I feel like he would be even better at that in the second unit against smaller guys, against second unit guys. Organic says Tobias made some timely baskets. Yes, he did. He made some big shots for sure when the Pistons really didn't have much going offensively. So that was good to see as well.
And you'll get to it because you noticed it more than I did, the negatives. But I think he played pretty equal tonight, and what he did good and what he did bad kind of equaled out, which was lucky. But I think, I agree that's organic. Lino, that was a perfect way to say it. Just the timeliness of his baskets were really important. Yeah, they were. They came in. Yeah, exactly. They came in big spots. And defensively, it's not like it was it was terrible. Like, I think it's a good problem to have. I just still, like I said before, I just want to see Stu start. Yeah. I feel like Tobias's help side defense at times was noticeable as far as not really being strong. One example I can think of right now is just Siakam had a mismatch at the elbow in the post. I think he had Daniss Jenkins on him in the post. It was a switch. And, Siakam tried to go to work. And when he tried to go to the basket, JD came over help side. And Siakam made a pass out of it to Isaiah Jackson in the paint. And Tobias slid over, but he had to grab him to stop him. Yeah. He had to foul him to stop him. He's just not strong and big enough. Like Stu in those situations, he's going to stand you up as an offensive player. He's going to provide a better defensive post presence. And he's going to either swat the shot away, make it extremely tough, or force a miss instead of a foul that can lead them to getting into the penalty sooner. And that happened a few times. So it's things like that, to me, where it's just like, that's a play where, you need to be able to set that tone out of the gate. And you need to open and close games with the type of effort and defense that a guy like Stu can give you. Yeah. And I think that was kind of showed up glaring to me in that first and fourth quarter at the beginning and end of the games. Because the Pistons are going to win games, especially close games, with their defense, not their offense. I agree.
Right? So first quarter, you set the tone of how the game is going to be played. And then if it's even close at the end of the game, you can fall back on your defense and get stops. Yeah. And that's the only reason I'm saying I would rather see. I'm not saying don't play Tobias. I'm just saying don't start him and don't end him. I want to see Stu with JD. We just talked about holding, preventing them from getting a bunch of offensive rebounds. Yeah. Right. That happened more times than not when Tobias was not in the game. As far as one and done, because the Pistons were all over the glass, especially when you had Stu in there with JD. They weren't able to really get offensive possessions, offensive rebounds. And you don't want to give up offensive rebounds late in games, in close games. Those are demoralizing. So that's the only reason I'm saying start and end games with Stu, just to set the tone and to make sure that you're relying on your defense to end the game. But we still won. So it's not like he was just terrible. It's just something that I noticed as far as the defensive presence and the lack of size and strength and just that presence when Stu was not in the game as opposed to Tobias.
And just to back up what you were saying, combined, Duren and Stu had 17 rebounds. So that's a third of our total rebounds all night. Mm-hmm. And then add Cade to that, and that's more than half. Right. They were the ones crashing the glass and everything. But I completely agree. But I think, Coach did put in Ron towards the end. I think we should just go all in on defense if that's our goal. So JD and Stu, but then why not have someone like Daniss who has great perimeter defense and offense? And then we have Ausar too. And then, guys like Holland, Green. Like Tobias, he played much better defense in the first half. I just think that there's some more reliable when it gets into crunch time like that, some defenders. Mm-hmm. And like some of them were much more rested than Tobias. So I agree with you. I agree with you there. I'm curious to see, and we talked about it a little bit, but I wish that we did get Reed in a little bit, because to have a two big starting lineup, you need to be able to have a guy that can come in and rest one of both of them at the same time. And that's Reed. And so him not getting minutes, getting low minutes last game and not getting minutes this game, it just makes me think that the two big lineup isn't necessarily JB's what he's going for right now, but that could change. It could change with the coach's conversation tonight. You don't know. Right. So, but I think Reed would have done really well in there as well. Just, we know that he wouldn't he wouldn't let any rebound get out of his hands, and he would make it, he would post up everybody. I think he'd be handsy on inbounds. I think he'd get some steals. So yeah.
Zion says, if Voss was coach, she'd play B-ball Paul 48 minutes per game. Yeah, that's one of our favorite players, guys, and for a good reason.
I'm only asking for 12.
That's all we need.
9 even. Rest the two bigs. That's what they should have done, especially in the fourth when we were getting off. Maybe, he didn't want to change momentum, but rest the two bigs together so they can come in and just finish it off at the end. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, so we'll leave it there. Tobias, he played well. Mm-hmm. He played well in this game, and he got us some key buckets when we needed it. So I liked what I saw from him. Let's go to JD. So tonight, guys, JD played 30 minutes, and he had 17 points on 6 for 10 shooting, 5 for 8 from the free throw line, 12 boards, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, in, once again, 30 minutes. What did you see from JD tonight?
JD stuff. He did great. He got our first 6 points of the game. He got us going there after, the 2 turnovers in the paint too. Yeah. But he got our first 6 points of the game. I think he did really well. Obviously a double-double. Getting the boards. Again, their goal going into this game was to prevent the offensive rebounds that they got last time, and they did that, and that's thanks to Duren's a big part of that. The 60% shooting is huge. The 5 for 8 free throws, we know that he can do better. So even 6 for 8 is more around his average right now, but he was just tired too. He was tired. You could tell. I mean, he played, where's Stu's numbers? He played 10 more minutes than Stu did.
So he did. He was 30 to 20.
Our main big, because and not that Stu did attack Jackson too when he was getting his baskets, but that's what Duren did the first time we matched up against them last week. And so now I think that's what they wanted him again to do, is just get in the paint. And he adjusted pretty quickly. He didn't bring the ball up. He turned it over at one point where he brought the ball up the court and then got in the paint and it was stolen. And I think he just needed to be the guy who played off ball and get set in the paint, because the Pacers, they like to steal too. They're a quick team. Again, it was a very, very fast-paced game. Lots of running on both sides. So I think he was just tired with some of the free throws, but he did JD things. He really helped in the fourth. Just got it done.
Yeah, he just got it done. I like what Derek said. He said, I was impressed with JD's composure. dudes were hitting him in ways that usually triggers him. Great point. I thought for sure he was going to grab or pop someone. Yeah, I have to say this too. I got to give him credit because early in the year, I would always say, I would see him doing this too much and not sprinting back down the court. He's not doing that as much.
Yeah.
Like, he still does it at times, like as a knee-jerk reaction when it's a blatant call and they take an extra second to see if the shot's going to go in to call it, like stuff like that. But overall, he's gotten better with that, of just trying to stay locked in, not worrying about the refs. I always say, just play as if the ref isn't there. Like, play through the contact, and then if you get the call, that's a bonus. Yeah. But don't look for the call. Yeah. I know he's getting hacked here, all night. I get it. But it's just like, I still just want him to focus on not getting too distracted by the refs. Let coach take care of that.
And that's what happened in, I think, the first half. He got knocked down and he should have been called for a foul. But he was slow to get up. I don't know if it was because he was complaining. I think it was a little bit of that. Maybe he was slow to get up because it hurt to fall. But then they were, it was 5-on-4 and Cade was rotating and Nembhard ended up hitting a 3 because Cade couldn't get back to him in time. So just like little things like that. But like I said earlier too, with his just arms, with his arms.
That's a fact.
He once he, the turnover thing, the arms in the air, once he makes those mistakes, I'm just seeing him learn from it immediately. When in the past, he might have just let it drag him down almost, or just kept doing it and stuff. So, I think that today was like for a double-double. Tonight was he played better games recently, in terms of it. But I agree with the composure thing.
I agree.
All of it. So
I agree.
I just think it's just setting them up for. The way they played tonight actually just makes me more excited for how they're going to play against Boston on Wednesday. I think they're going to clean up a lot of these things and figure out what was frustrating them and what they can work on. Yeah.
In boxing, you have tune-up fights. I think this was a tune-up game.
Yeah.
To get them ready because Indiana's going to play hard, man. And now Boston is also down guys. The same, they're down their star too, right? So they have pride. They're used to being a really good team. Indiana's used to being a really good team. And we're also the hunted. And it's a cup game, which we'll get to later. So the Pistons cannot let their foot off the gas, in any game. But we're going to get to it later as far as a cup game. But this was a good tune-up game for them to kind of wake them up a little bit, to lock in for as close to 48 as possible. But I thought JD overall was pretty good. I just loved his effort on the boards.
Yeah.
Like he was all over the glass, keeping balls alive, creating, extra possessions because they were getting defensive fouls because they were grabbing him and stay right here. Possession out, side ball out. He was doing a lot of that. That doesn't show up on the stat sheet. But he and Stu are great at that as far as just keeping the ball alive or, drawing fouls to keep the ball down here as opposed to going the other way after a missed shot. So things like that. The effort in the paint was great from JD. I got to give him a lot of credit for that. But I mean, like offensively, he was solid. But for me, you're not always going to have a very finesse or very glamorous offensive night. Sometimes it's going to be, it's going to be gritty. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be rough. And he was in there. He was in that paint all night just fighting. So that's what I love to see from JD for sure.
Yep, I agree.
All right, guys, we will leave it there on JD and we will hit some reserves. So let's start with Poison Ivy. Let's start with Jaden tonight. What did he do? Tonight, guys, Jaden in 12 minutes had 12 points on 5 for 10 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, 3 boards, 1 assist. Man, did all that in 12 minutes. That's crazy. Okay, so what were your thoughts on Jaden tonight from what you saw?
I mean,
only 12 minutes.
Yeah, and second game back to get up 10 shots and 50% of them go in, 2 from 3. Huge. He hit his first basket, which I was excited about. He hit a big 3 at the end of the first.
Yes.
To help us keep momentum up. In the second, he had really good defense on Mathurin. He's just moving really well.
Yep.
And so he's sliding his feet to stay. If there was any hesitation, Mathurin would blow past him. Mathurin is quick too. Not as quick as Ivy, but he's quick.
Right.
And then he had that underhand scoop to extend the lead to 7-9 in the third. He just, looked really controlled out there. And I think he's just on a slight minutes restriction. I get why, of course, we wanted to see more JI. I understand why he wasn't in the fourth. I think he would have been clutch because he was really clutch for us in the third.
last year.
All last year. Yeah. But he is just on a minutes restriction. So, I mean, he did phenomenal. I mean, gosh, triple those minutes, which because he'll probably average, close to 30, 33 minutes. That's, an impressive stat if that's what he can produce in that short of time. So
right. That's a nice 30 per 36 right there for sure. If you multiply that by 3 for sure.
Yeah, I would see
him
in I would see him on the court and it just was almost like, oh, like it's real.
It's just nice to see him on the court again.
It's so nice to see him.
Yeah. So Coach had some pregame comments about J.I. that I think were important. Let's check that out.
And it's not going to be easy for him. You sit out that much time, or not play for that much time. It's not going to just come. But I thought he looked fluid. I thought he looked comfortable. He looked confident. Obviously, the work that he's put in, his ability to make shots, get to the basket, I think all those things were there. Again, it's going to be a lot about his teammates getting used to him and him getting used to his teammates before he gets fully back into the flow. Understanding his strengths, his weaknesses, how to put him in position of strength, and then him doing the same for his teammates.
So I just like that Coach is setting proper expectations for him. It's, something that you and I have been saying the past week. He's going to have peaks and valleys this year, especially early as he's getting his rhythm back and his confidence back. But it looks like his learning curve is pretty quick up to this point. Yeah. But the same way that it took us our time last year to get, to a rhythm after missing 8 months, it's going to take, J.I. time to get into that rhythm, peak J.I. after missing 10 months. Yeah. And we did see some rust out there, a little early in the game for him. And he did leave some points on the board. He had a couple bunnies at the rim that he normally makes like 19 out of 20 times that he just kind of missed. But I thought he more than made up for it with this right here. You see the English he put on that ball? That's a tough shot, man. That is a tough shot that's crazy. Yeah. But I thought he couldn't finish. Thought he couldn't finish. Thought he was a terrible finisher at the rim. I don't know.
Derek I read this comment, and then with that drive, Ivy is methodical in his scoring drives now. He's during under control, using deception and strength. Exactly. Methodical is a really good way to
it is.
Because he knew the defender, and he confidently made a choice to, switch hands and underhand scoop it there. Because that's what he knew he could do. And it's funny because you mentioned peaks and valleys, but so far what we're seeing, like you said, a little bit of rest, but what we're seeing from him in such short time is, I think, just better than, I expected J.I. to come out and perform, but it's better than I think a lot of people were expecting. Like, he already looks comfortable out there. So now it's just increasing those reps, getting even more comfortable, and then it's extending his minutes. And I think, come Christmas, he's going to be, Christmas, a couple of weeks, he's going to be the starting lineup. He's going to be a major factor, and it's just going to help with, I think, we could have used him in the fourth today at his peak that he was last year. The way he would have been huge in the fourth quarter tonight. Yeah. We know that he can get handsy and do steals. He can get in the paint. He gets to the rim. He could be on the perimeter and hit threes. He can, find the right guy, the assist. So I just have to mention too, I was thinking about how he used to assist as well. And we already talked about Cade, but I feel like Cade's taking notes from Daniss, because Cade's passes today were lasers.
Yeah.
They were fast.
I agree with you on that one.
Some pins are a little bit, not lackadaisical, but just not to be like, wow, that was a laser.
Not with sauce on it. Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, he's learning a little bit, I think, from Daniss and stuff, and which is cool that they're just learning off of each other, because with the team like the Pacers that are steal friendly, steal heavy, like Atlanta too, you have to get the ball to your guy fast. And it was cool to see Cade, some of those lasers. I was like, that looked like a Daniss pass.
No, you're right. Yeah, because you see a lot of DJ's passes get through, and it's like, how did that get through? So I am seeing some of the same. That's funny you said. I was seeing the same thing for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get to a few comments. Brandon says there are flashes. The flashes are there with J.I. after missing so much time. He just needs reps, just needs time. That's exactly what Coach was saying. Dude says Ivy is king of awkward layup. Yeah, his finish is like, how did he even put that in there? It's crazy.
Ron too. And Ron offense hasn't been crazy, but I even remember Greg Kelser being like, talking once, like, I thought that was a bad idea, but then he made the shot. Sometimes you lose track, like visually you lose track of the ball, but they get it in. So
right. Phantom says nobody's more happier than Jaden Ivey being on the court than Jaden Ivey. 100%. I would agree. I would think a close second would be Cade because of the attention that is kind of not on him as much whenever they're in the game together. Sebastian says Ivy got ice in his veins, always makes big shots in the fourth. That is a fact. That's never going to go away. That's never going to. That's up here. He always wants that for sure. He showed it last year. He's already shown it again this year. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's just wildly athletic.
Yeah. Didn't lose any of it either. Still there. Yeah.
Big moments. Yeah. And so what I just really liked from him again tonight was there was no hesitation.
Yep.
He missed the couple that would have usually just gone in easy. But to see, again, he broke his leg and then had a knee surgery, and to see him doing acrobatic shots that you guys are saying it yourself, that's nuts. That's
awesome. Just the feel.
Yeah.
He's got really good feel.
Yeah.
For sure. Todd says, I love that piece. He's trying to act like J.I. is some kind of surprise. This man is a dog. He can get comeback player of the year, man. We all knew it. We all talked about it.
They forgot about him last year.
Yeah, he was on his way to a career year for sure. And the 3-ball, yes, Derek, the 3-ball is still there. It's no fluke.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots that thing so effortlessly. Yeah. It's not a lot that goes into it. He doesn't waste a lot of energy getting it. Like it's a blessing to have him back for sure. And I want to say this too. His defense, he did have a couple assignments tonight. Not even a couple. I think I just saw one where he should have been a little bit sharper, should have reacted a little bit sooner. But just his effort, man, like the way he closes out with his speed, he got out to Jay Huff a few times on the switch and he couldn't even get the shot up.
Yeah.
Like his speed, man, it's like it's a problem. His speed and his pressure playing it within the confines of a team defense. Like we always say, he has the athleticism and the want to be a good defender. If you have those two things, you're going to eventually be a good defender.
Oh yeah.
If you're athletic enough and you want to get better, you're going to get better. And I'm already seeing, somebody said it early that he learned a lot watching from the sideline in the Knicks series. I think that is very much the case. Yeah. I think all offseason he's been watching film and just watching how when he gets back, he can really have an impact on this team. But defensively, I'm seeing things from him as far as from an effort standpoint that I've not seen before.
Yeah. And
that's what's really encouraging as far as just every play. And he's doing it with intention. He's not leaking out, trying to, he's just playing, hey, let's finish this defensive possession and then we'll get out. Like he's just playing much more disciplined. And I think everybody else playing that way is rubbing off on him. A lot like Duncan Robinson, giving the effort, being locked in. We're seeing a lot of same things from J.I. and we're seeing him be impactful already on the defensive side of the ball. So I thought that was great. But offensively, I love the way he's playing.
Yeah.
They're not putting too much on his plate. He's under control. He's not forcing anything. Just kind of take him what's there. And like we said before, boss, we have a really deep team. So he's not going to have to do things like ISOing at the top of the key and trying to get to a step back three, things we've seen him try to do in previous years when we got 4 guys standing around. Like the offensive flow that this team has now with more ball movement, more player movement, I think that what has contributed to his increased 3-point shooting. Because he's always been able to shoot the ball. But the quality of his threes, like from this year and last year compared to previous years, the quality of threes were totally different. Last year, he was catching it in rhythm off of ball movement more times than not. Before that, he was dancing at the top of the key, step back three. That's a low quality shot for anybody.
Yeah.
So it's not that he just got drastically better at shooting. It's that the quality of his shots are better because he's getting them off of ball movement. That's why it's not a fluke.
Right. And we talked about this a little bit in the preseason too, but last year, even with Malik on the team, Jaden's who I would have trusted with a clutch 3. That's who I would have gone to. And, we saw it against the Kings.
Yes.
We saw it. And he had that 2 against the Raptors for that. Who also won tonight, by the way. They beat the Cavs by 11. So they're on
the Raptors did?
Yeah, they're on a hot streak. They're on our tails.
Okay.
5. But good for them because they're another young, fun team.
They're like us from last year, I think. Go ahead.
Exactly. But Jaden is just so reliable on offense and his defense is as well. And look, he had to go against Cole Anthony, the guy who broke his leg. Probably no hard feelings there because we know that Jaden's a very, godly man and he didn't blame it on anyone. He said, this is just the trial for me to go through.
He's grown so much. Yeah.
And then today he had guys like a Matherin who he has beef with because Matherin, guys, was drafted 6th. And Jaden,
I think Matherin got beef with him. I don't even think Jaden never really had beef with him.
Well, I just remember a preseason game where they got into it. Well, Matherin started it.
Yeah.
But Jaden's not going to he's not going to back down.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
So he had these just kind of 2 tough assignments for his first game back. Personal.
Yeah.
So, and handle it very well.
I agree. Yeah, I think he's just locked in on playing basketball. He's very locked in right now. And I think this is really good for him just to be able to play within the construct of an offense, right? And we also got to keep in mind that he's got some catching up to do as far as learning, how to play with these guys. These guys have all played together. He's still trying to catch up. That stretch run last year was big for a lot of guys on this team as far as growth and experience. So he wasn't available to participate in that. So we got to just kind of give him time as far as allowing him to get comfortable, with these guys as they are with each other. Mm-hmm. But when he does, like when everything clicks and when everything that he's doing is with intention and force, where he's not thinking at all and it's just all muscle memory. Yeah. He's going to be really good. Yeah. And that's what I'm looking forward to for sure.
I'm excited. And it just, again, in the small 12 points in 11 minutes.
That's crazy.
No turnovers,
50%,
an assist, 2 or 3 threes. He was creating offense for himself. He was trusting it. Just fun. And gosh, can't wait to talk about him more because we know that his time's only going to go up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like the fact that he's playing so well, like I think we would have understood if he struggled out of the gate because it's been almost a year. He's not even struggling. Mm-hmm. He looks like he's not where he wants to be, but that's just because he's not playing as much as he, is used to playing. They're bringing him along slowly, but he's checking off every box at every checkpoint along the way. So now it's not a point where we got to scale him back a little bit. No, you can see he's ready for more. So that's what's encouraging to see.
Again, with the rest, and we'll move on from him, but with the rest that you mentioned, it wasn't like game-changing rest. It wasn't turnovers. It wasn't sloppy plays. Yep. It was just him finding his footing, and it didn't affect the team either game.
Facts.
It didn't negatively affect the team, and that's just huge for us, for his mental game, for his game going forward. Is that you contribute to this team because after a year gone, when you watch the team, kind of make the playoffs without you, go through these big games without you. You want to be in, you want it. And now it's just confirmed that you do contribute.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever really a doubt, but Cade even mentioned it. Like when you have those type of injuries, it's just a mental game of having to watch everything happen when you want to contribute. And now he is, and he's doing it well.
And I think it's cool because Cade can relate to that.
Right.
Right. Because year 2, Cade missed 70 games.
Yeah.
Right. When he had to have a surgery. So he knows what it's like as well to be able to sit. So no better person than Cade to be able to be there for J.I. during this time, the same way he was there for him last year when he went out. Mm-hmm. Right. So I think that's a blessing in disguise is that they understand what that feels like. And now Cade knows how to move forward. And after this season, J.I. will too. So Derek says J.I. was focused on winning. Matthew was trying desperately to get into a game of ones with J.I. Right. He tries to make it a personal battle. That's not how you win games. That's not how you win. That's honestly why Mathurin didn't play much for that team last year in big moments because he wasn't as team oriented as he should be. Right. Carlisle was not playing him heavy minutes. You see the talents there, but bro, you got to play team ball.
That's kind of
so
hard.
I think it's a reason.
I'm not a Mathurin hater.
I've
talked to you about this, is that the Pacers as a franchise, of course, I hate them, but their team last year, I liked a lot of them. I like the way they play, but I do agree that Mathurin can get hot, but he needs to be more of a team player. But some of them too. I don't know. Hallie, you know my list. Hallie goes back and forth. It was kind of funny. TJ McConnell, he's one of my favorite players. I think he's just scrappy. He's 6'2", barely figures out how to get the job done.
Yep.
Really great game tonight. Didn't like the way that they were down 12 and he approached Bickerstaff.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I
wonder what he said to him.
He said something like, now you got to take – he's like, I would call a timeout right now or something like that. That's what Blaha said. And they zoomed in on JB just staring him down and yelling at him because, that's a Hallie move. And Blaha even referenced it. He's like, that sounds like a Halliburton thing. When you're winning, when you're down 12, take your frustrations out on your own team.
Right.
Why are you carrying the offensive load right now, TJ? Don't take it out on your staff. Take it out on your team,
Facts.
That's what I was just feeling. But it just made me laugh because I know that Blaha had some comments about Hallie last year talking. And now
you don't like them.
Talking, and Matherin's out here talking. It's like, guys, you need to win to be able to talk.
Yeah. It's all good because they got to hold this L again. Yeah. So they be all right. Yeah. 313 says that's a Jalen Green mindset as far as Mathurin. 100%. The way Jalen Green would try to go at Cade and Cade would just brush it off. Same thing with J.I. and Mathurin. I think that's a great point that you made. Zion says, no, we are Mathurin haters. We don't like Ben. Curtis says, no, boss, respect them. Don't mean you got to like them. Yeah, I ain't mad. Like, it's the Pacers. I don't like the Pacers. I haven't liked the Pacers for 20 years. I have never liked the Pacers like that. So
I like them, but don't respect them. I don't respect the franchise. I don't respect the team. But there's certain players, Nembhard, Nesmith, McConnell, I like. I like those colors.
Okay. Sean says, I admit that I wanted Matherin over Ivy. I'm ashamed. Hey, it's all good, bro. It's all good, man. You know, water under the bridge now. We got the guy we wanted. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it pushing, guys. Now let's go to Daniss Jenkins. Daniss Jenkins, guys. So tonight, Daniss Jenkins finished with 5 points on 1 or 2 shooting, 1 or 2 from 3, 2 or 2 from the free throw line, 2 boards, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block in 8 minutes. Boss, what's going on?
8 minutes.
What's going on? Holla at me.
He hit his first shot. It was a corner 3.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah, he just came
that block on Huff.
Okay.
Block on Huff.
Hold on.
Unreal.
Hold on.
Let's
yes.
show it, everybody.
Bro, Jay Huff is 7'1". Daniss Jenkins is 6'3". What in the world? That's just crazy. That's just crazy, bro. Like,
I've never seen something. I mean, there wasn't even like, oh, and he got a little fingertip. Nothing. All ball.
Like his bunnies, like we had Coach Hart on. He was talking about his bunnies, like, you know, we got some secret sauce as far as his bunnies for sure, like our workouts and stuff like that. But man, oh my God, like you don't see that too often. Like I heard people saying earlier, like he's the Lindsey Hunter of this team. I see a lot of that defensively, but offensively is another story. But Lindsey didn't have. I love Lindsey. That's my dog. Yeah. But the way he's getting up, Daniss is getting up off the floor is insane. Like he's jumping off a trampoline out there. It's crazy. And to get it clean, like you said, to get it clean,
completely clean, no body, nothing. And I got to see that again because I want to see. I didn't watch the floor to his feet. I want to see his vertical. So I'm gonna have to watch that again. But
yeah,
I mean, just talk about momentum. And then he got control of it after he blocked it, and it ended up. The play ended in a breakaway that ended in a JI dunk. So he's getting JI involved.
Yeah,
you have to see it.
He does it all.
He just did so well, and I he was someone I wanted to see more of tonight. Again, JB's figuring it out as it goes along as well, like what to do with all these talented people. Yes. But in the 8 minutes, barely, it's almost 7.5. Daniss proved again that he is reliable. So even though he didn't go back in this game, there's no reason why he wouldn't get less or no minutes next game.
Absolutely.
I would expect more. Because in 7.5 minutes with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. But
that's what I've been telling y'all about Daniss Jenkins, man.
And he's making smart because he had the 3 and then he had free throws.
Yep.
So, again, 1 for 2 shooting in 8 minutes. That's like understandable. But it also just tells me he's with 3 assists, he's making the right decisions. 3 assists in that time. He's also not just pulling up. He's making the right decisions of when to shoot and when to pass. And I definitely wanted to see more of him, but I'm just thrilled at what he did today. He really made an impact, and I can't wait to see him. I think he's going to give trouble. I think we'll play him a lot more because of his perimeter shooting against a perimeter shooting team like Boston. I think we'll see a lot more of him on Wednesday.
Okay.
If I was coach, I would do that.
So you're looking at Daniss and Pritchard matchup. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I'm not mad at that. It's funny. Zion says that's a nasty mud block. Nasty dogs. I like it. Derek says Daniss plays like he belongs out there in major minutes. He defends, he passes, he scores, he leads. He talks it out as he walks it out. Now walk it out. Yes, yes, Derek. That's exactly what he does. He backs up his play, and he can do everything. We said he can do everything on the basketball court.
Yeah.
You don't find too many teams, guys, that have a guy like him that is as talented and impactful on both ends of the floor and have that athleticism as he. You don't find those guys on teams' bench.
Yeah.
They're great at running the floor, as a point guard. They're great at shooting the ball. They're great at, scoring, but they can't defend. Like, you don't see guys who are this well-rounded off the bench as a guy like even think about McConnell. McConnell kind of does a little bit of everything, but he can't shoot the ball like Daniss Jenkins can. He's not as athletic as Daniss Jenkins is.
Yeah.
Say it again?
He's not a perimeter shooter. He gets his,
right.
He's a mid-range and at the rim. He's always, when he got his second reverse layup, I was like, guys, that is his move.
Yes. Yes.
That is all he does when he gets to the rim is the reverse layup. So let's figure out how to stop that. But I agree because I like the comparison a little bit because McConnell comes up with steals, so does Daniss, and today Daniss had a block. They're in the box. They both contribute defensively and offensively, but Daniss has a bit more of range.
Yes.
Wise.
Yeah, he's more well-rounded of a player. And he's a little bigger too. Like that's what I'm saying. The depth that we have, man, we can beat anybody. We can beat anybody. Get some more comments. 313 says, call me crazy, but Jenkins be looking like Ja sometimes off the build. Yeah, bro, look, that's what Jeremy Hart said. His development coach, Jeremy Hart said that. He said he has Ja-like athleticism. He didn't say he was Ja, but he says he has Ja-like athleticism. And we saw him at the open practice last year catching it off the side of the backboard, doing the 360, catching it midair and throwing it down with his head above the rim, at the rim. Like, he's been doing this.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I was like, bro, who is this dude? Like, I had seen him in the previous summer league, but he just seeing him up close is like, man, this dude is something else. He can do it all. He can do whatever you want on a basketball court, and he's a leader. He's not going to back down. He's not afraid. He's going to bark at you. He's going to get in your head, but not in a way only like Pat Bev does. He's going to back it up. Right. He will do you up, make you look silly if you go back at him. So like, he needed more minutes tonight for sure. But for even him to still do what he did in the limit, it wasn't like he played 5 minutes and he didn't do anything because he played 5 minutes. He had 8 minutes and still went off. So this dude is a baller, man. Yeah. Like Daniss Jenkins, guys, he is a two-way player. That's a two-way player. Yeah. He's on a two-way contract and he's got a two-way game. Yeah. Bargain. Yep.
Just really takes advantage of his minutes. We've talked about that before. Whether, we saw him a little bit before the injuries, then we saw him more. He just, there has not been an imperfect game for Jenkins because if he's not shooting, he's passing.
Right.
He's rebounding or he's defending. And today he did it all.
Yep.
He did it all.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to you, Miss Viz. Miss Viz said, just got from IG. Appreciate you, bro, for sure. Yeah. Make sure you guys keep throwing the comments in here. We're trying to get to as many of you guys as we can, but we see you guys for sure. But yeah, team played great, man. He definitely needs more. That needs to be spread out a little bit more between him and Cade. Cade playing 36 and him playing 8. Yeah. That's got to be like, 14-28, something like that, or 14-30, something like that. But he definitely, he's going to play more in the future for sure. Like he has not done anything to have his minutes cut. He's done things to have his minutes increased, for being honest.
Right.
So,
and I think this just is all part of the balancing act of this is the healthiest we've been. So
yeah. So he's got it. Yeah.
It's just about figuring out, not that I don't think it's going through JB's mind like, well, this guy's on an actual contract, this one's on a two-way, so I got to get that. I don't think it's that. I think it's just experimenting with what we have. And again, if I was coach and I was like, tonight would be the game I would pick to experiment with my lineups going against a 2-win team. So
it's just kind of, like it is. It's just, it can be dangerous if you don't do it right. Because like you mentioned, like this is a hungry team that is trying to get a dub. So if you do it too much, to your point, then it becomes a problem. But I think he balanced it pretty well.
Exactly. And I think I just would have liked to see Daniss maybe in the third because then, it's not a clutch time. It's not a clutch period, but you're seeing what he can do and if we need him. But if it was me and you, we probably would have put him out there for his defense and offensive creation when we needed it at the end of the fourth. So
exactly, I'm with you.
So but I think he'll just have more minutes on Wednesday, and they're smart. There's a smart team, and someone in the comments mentioned it too. These guys they weren't happy with the way the game ended. Yeah, so even though it's a win, they're gonna make sure that this doesn't happen again. Right, exactly. That's why it was a good lesson. It was a good lesson. And to be able to get it in a win, like you're saying, is all for the better. Michigan Hendo says, Dog Pound Deuce, what's going on, bro? 313 says, I remember when you called him a chameleon Deuce. He just fits, bro. He can play off guard. He can play, he can be the lead point of attack guard. He can just do everything. It's hard to defend teams who have multiple guys that can do that. And we have that with him, J.I., Caris LeVert. We got a bunch of guys, even Cade, dual threat guards. It's hard to guard Jaden and Caris. It's hard. You don't know who's going to do well. Yeah. Who's going to be the lead guard? Who's going to be off ball? It makes you have so much optionality to be able to do whatever you want. And it's hard to scheme for that. Hard to scheme for that. So yeah, I love the depth of the team for sure. All right. Let's go now, boss, let's go to Caris LeVert. We just talked about him a little bit. Let's go Caris LeVert. So Caris LeVert, guys, tonight had 19 points,
on 5 for 9 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3, 6 of 9 from the free throw line, 1 board, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 block, stuff in the stat sheet as well. In 22 minutes. Did all that in 22 minutes. Boss, I will let you take off on Caris LeVert first. What'd you see?
Oh my gosh. I mean, phenomenal. 55 or 56% field goal. I see some people in here being like, yeah, he should have made a couple. He didn't hit it. He hit what was needed. 5 of 9, beautiful. 3 of 6 from 3. Maybe too many 3 points attempted, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm not even. He hit 50% of them. Like
That's true. And then for me, the free throw attempts kind of stuck out a little bit. The 6 of 9, only because that's what I remember him missing. Mm-hmm. But he made, because I think he missed 2 in a row at one point. But the ones that mattered in the fourth, got both of those at the end of the game. Yeah, so that was big. He just played so fun in 22 minutes. That's so impressive. I mean,
insane.
To have he was our second leading scorer in
that's crazy.
It's just beautiful and
efficient.
The blocks, everything I love from him. Some notes I have: he drew the fouls for the free throws in the beginning. Just great ball handling. He's crazy. You think that he's going to travel? That pivot foot stays down.
Yes.
Some of his stances, like there was one point where he shot a 3 when the stance was off, and I was like, well, that's not going in because your stance is like this. But he'll grab a ball, and I mean that pivot foot is glued. I was just so impressed by it. I was like, he's going to do the splits one of these days. We hit a corner 3. He hit the big 3. So after Tobias got hit, got that reckless closeout from Siakam and hit 3 of his 3 throws. Mm-hmm. Then we got the ball back. And LeVert hit a 3. That was a 6-point possession.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Big 3 at the end of the third to extend the lead from 5 to 8.
Yep.
In the fourth, he chased down that jump ball that Ron had, which we'll get to Ron, but he chased it down. I didn't think he was going to get there.
I didn't either. He's fast.
Down, and then drew an and 1.
Yep. Yep.
Just like, and the overall theme was clutch offensive shots while Cade rests.
Mm-hmm.
We were out there at the end of the game, but at the beginning of the game, LeVert wasn't out there with Cade. He was the second unit. He was the main ball handler.
Yeah.
And so he just had clutch offense while we let Cade rest, and that's why Cade was our highest scorer and he was our second highest scorer,
right?
Because they just kind of fed off of each other. And I think that him and Duncan are just have a great vibe out there. And now, I was super excited about LeVert. I saw someone post it was a little bit happier, but LeVert, they said crisis LeVert, but he was a crisis for the other team.
Right. I like this one. Catharsis. Watching him was very cathartic and therapeutic. It is like when he's on the court playing like this. Yeah, I like that one for sure. Go ahead.
No, that's all I have to say about him. I was just happy that he showed up and showed out, especially because he was a day-to-day on the injury report with his ankle.
Right.
And again, people, have criticized his availability in terms of injury, but to be day-to-day and then have a game like that, he wants to play. He wants to be out there. He wants to give it his all. Just very impressed by him. And a steal and a block too. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I think this may have been, for me, his best game of the year.
I agree.
Right? Like he's had some games where he's gotten like he scored in bunches but for me it's looking more well-rounded.
Yeah.
More and more like he's impacting the game in so many different ways now. Right? Even defensively as well. We know offensively he can get after it, but you can tell from only being here 17 games that he has familiarity with Coach Biggerstaff.
Yeah.
In Cleveland. Mm-hmm. You can tell. Right? The only thing he had to really get used to was his teammates. But as far as schematically and as far as effort, like as far as knowing what coach wants and what coach demands, you can see that Caris LeVert knows what that is. Because he's getting it done all over the court. Defensively, like his effort, chasing down balls. And like he's he's one of the best ball handlers on this team.
He really is.
He be street balling out there sometimes.
He's so funny. I know he really does just go all in and then back bounce. And you're like, what are you bouncing off of, buddy? Like,
he'd be
thrown off just based off of your moves alone. He doesn't
he'd be on his and one sometimes. His hot sauce or his professor. Like you could see he's got the hezzy. He's really good to pick and roll too, because it's a timing thing with defenders as far as knowing what to do based on what the players. But he's very unorthodox. He knows how to get you on your heels when you think when they think it's coming, it's not, and then when they think it's not, there he is. Like he's just very good at being very random, with his timing in the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it hard to defend. And once again, you said he had the 3-ball going. Like when he's in rhythm, he's a good shooter.
Yeah.
He's not Malik Beasley, but we don't need him to be that.
And
right?
Look, and we mentioned it already and I think that's why we had LeVert and Duncan out, and why Duncan played more minutes was because he was playing in the first lineup and the second lineup with LeVert.
Yeah.
Those two together, if he's producing shots and then Duncan's hitting his threes, that's a deadly second unit for us.
Facts.
So that's exciting as well. And I do think that Duncan being out there with him helped his offense because he moves the ball, he trusts it.
True.
But then I just have to also off your comment with the random. I like that because I feel like that's also why some people, even me, sometimes he does something, I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
what's the goal here? Because you are being random right now, and he gets there. So and he gets it done.
Yeah. I like this. Caris invert. I like that. Yeah, because he's not predictable.
Yeah.
I like that for sure. That's a good one. Yeah. But I agree. Yeah.
Caris LeVert.
Caris LeVert.
all messed up in there, spinning around.
That's funny. Somebody said Caris LeBucket, like taking LeBron's little thing. Yeah. That's funny. I didn't know Caris was that fat. Yeah, like when he's healthy, man, he's still got some speed to him. When he's determined to get downhill, he's going to get downhill. He's going to get 2 feet in the paint. He just need to get healthy. Yeah. So you're seeing now that he's healthy, he's fresh, he's trusting his body, and now he's just hooping. Yeah. And defensively, he's just strapping up. Like he's a baller. So that's what we were saying, guys, at the beginning of the year, just like last year with the free agent acquisitions, you got to give these guys time. Got to give them time to get healthy. Got to give them time to get comfortable with the teammates. So that's what me and Boss were just saying that. And now we're seeing, I still think he's got another gear or two to get to. We're only 17 games in. We haven't seen the best of him at all. So it's going to be fun watching him continue to get better and better for sure. Okay. I liked what I saw.
Same.
Okay, guys, let's go to Javonte Green. Javonte Green tonight, guys, had 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting, 1 turnover in 11 minutes. So a quiet night from Javonte. What'd you see?
Yeah, he didn't play as many minutes as I thought, especially if we were going to emphasize defense.
Yeah.
But like nothing terrible. I think he did his job again on defense. There was one play that I noticed from him is that he was aware enough. Again, they were trying to prevent offensive rebounds, and he was aware enough on defense to tap the ball to Stewart. They were both right there to go for the ball, but there was also 3 Pacers right there. But he was aware enough to not bring it down, just to tap it to Stu to get it out, and that led to to push up the court and led to a Cade basket. So it's just smarts. That's just like what I noticed from him was just more smart plays. So and then he's just great at spacing. Box score doesn't reflect it, but it was kind of quiet. There was nothing super noticeable or unnoticeable about him tonight. But other than just basketball IQ is there.
Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought he moved well without the basketball. He had a nice layup, right, off a cut. And that's one thing he's good at too. We talked about Duncan as far as mixing it up, as far as shooting the ball and then driving. I think Javonte is good as far as when he moves without the basketball is he mixes it up as far as flaring out to the 3 and then cutting to the hoop.
Yeah.
He doesn't just flare. He doesn't just cut. He's very random as well. And that's what makes him available to get, and he can shoot the 3 as well. So that helps. But I thought as far as his defense too, he was good. We talked about the play with Ausar when he got the steal, how Javonte kind of directed Nembhard over to Ausar to get the steal, like things like that, just playing real good team defense. Yeah, so I like that. I like what I saw from him. He didn't do too much, didn't play too much, but he was a plus, I thought, on the floor.
Yeah, and, we saw him play good minutes against the Celtics in their home opener, so I'm expecting that again on Wednesday.
Good point. So he may play more minutes for sure. Good point. 11 tonight, yeah.
The thing about the depth that, we talked about too is, like you mentioned, Kelser saying they can play as hard as they want out there in a game. Also, some of these guys didn't get to play as many minutes. They'll be even more fresh. It's not a back-to-back, but they'll be even more ready on Wednesday. They're even more rested and ready. They're not going to be exhausted, so.
Yep, 100%. Beat All Odds Fantasy says, what's the record for wins in a row? We just tied it tonight 13. At 13. So if we win the next game, we will have a brand new record franchise-wise as far as how many games we have won in a row at 14. So that's why next game is such a big one, and I think they'll do it. So let's go now, boss. Let's go to Stu. Let's go Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart tonight, guys, had 9 points on 4-6 shooting, 1 or 2 from 3, 5 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block in 20 minutes. Boss, take off.
I mean, he checked in and immediately hit a 3.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
This is how you get the Pacers off balance because they're like, what is he doing out there? I mean, they have stuff. They have big guys that can shoot threes as well. Not Turner anymore, but Isaiah Stewart, like that's not the first thing you expect him to do. We talked about it a little bit. Like he'll do it if he's in the corner, if they find him and he's open. The first possession for him to be like, yeah, let me hit this. Yep. And he came in. Oh no, he did come in for Tobias. So JD was out there. So he wasn't. That's why he was on the perimeter. But that was huge. He also, like, Duren attacked Jackson at the rim. He had one where he had that nice in the second stretch of plays where he scored in front of the basket, then got back and got a block, and then got back and passed it up to AT for his bucket. Like,
yes. So,
and then the next possession he scored again. Like he had an offensive and defensive stretch.
Yes.
So loved what I saw from Stu. I think that his minutes, like under 20 minutes, has been rare for Stu these days. So, but I mean, I guess he just barely hit exactly 20. But again, for that and a steal and a block, you can always rely on that from him. I think the last game he didn't record one. I think that's what we talked about. He didn't do a steal or a block last game, which is unlike him.
Yeah.
Today he was back in his form, and 4 for 6 shooting is awesome too. So
yeah, he's a great finisher around the rim. We talked about that before with either hand. Like a lot of these guys, like B-Ball Paul, he's great with either hand. It looks almost ambidextrous. Like they can finish just as well with either hand. And Stu uses that glass very well in that painted area. He's got good footwork, but he loves using that glass.
Yes,
and he's effective at it though. And one play I wanted to mention too that stood out just as far as the little things that Stu does that just is so important. We talked about how Duncan Robinson had the fake DHO, right? Where the fake pass and he pulled up for the 3. And we mentioned how Draymond Green always does that. Fake DHO and dive to the hoop. It's funny because after Duncan did it, not long after, we saw J Huff try to do the same thing.
Yeah.
He had a nice DHO. He tried to fake it. And as soon as he darted to the rim, Stu was right there, step for step. Like, nah, bro. Who do you think this is? I'm not just a paint presence or guy who blocks shots. I know how to play defense.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to do. He was right there and he cut him off.
Yeah.
No easy basket. Like he's just a defensive player.
Yeah.
He's just a defensive beast.
Well,
like perimeter in the paint, cerebrally, his timing. He's just a defensive dog.
With some of the Siakam moves and Huff moves, like he didn't leave his feet. Trying to get you. The Pacers are very good. They have multiple players that are very good at pump fakes and trying to get you off your feet.
Yep.
Not Stu. Stu. He did awesome with there. Some of his fouls were just a little bit more. He had like that offensive foul screen call, and then other than that, it was just preventing baskets under the rim. But none of it was. Was he the one who fouled on the 3? Yeah. Yes,
he was. That was like the only black mark on him.
And barely.
On J Huff.
Barely.
Yeah.
It was coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't body or he knocked him down. Nothing crazy.
Right. It wasn't like, they tell you not to lunge and that's what got him in trouble, but he's not making dumb decisions like leaving his feet on the floor. Like he's letting guys spin around. He let Siakam spin and back up. He let Isaiah Jackson, like he's staying put. And that's just really, really important for a team that likes to draw fouls. Like that, like guys, when we play OKC, that's going to be so important against guys like Shea who need the contact. And because if he just stays still and leaves his feet, Shea will probably still get the call, but at least Stu can be like, well, I was there. I defended it as best as I could,
Right. For sure. Sean says Stu love. I like it. Like the Weeknd. They loving the Stu. They loving the Stu.
Oh, we got Tom in the chat.
What up, though? What up, though, Tom? Hey, 13 straight. 13 straight, my dog. Are we going to get 14? I mean, I know the answer, but let us know what you think. All right, guys, let's go to Ron Holland, our last guy for the night, I believe. Yeah, let's go to Ron. So Ron, guys, tonight didn't score, right? Had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 3 steals, and 1 block in 11 minutes. So he did everything but score tonight. And like, many may not like this stat line, but I honestly love this stat line. So, boss, let me know what you saw.
So he didn't score, but how many field goals did he attempt? He attempted no shots.
That's what we said.
Because you mentioned it last week because I've been saying I want a Ron breakout game because we know what Ron can do and he just amps us up. I get excited when he gets pumped up, when he gets to the rim and slams. Yeah. But he did that on defense tonight. The jump balls were awesome. The fact that him and McConnell kind of got into it and immediately were like, "Oh, we're good, dude. We're good. We're good."
Yep.
that was nice. He's just a couple of the fouls that like Siakam drew on him were kind of BS. I was like, come on.
Yep.
Picking on him. But his skills, he forced a jump ball at the end of the third. He forced another jump ball at the fourth. Pistons won both of those. Pistons got possession on both those jump balls.
Mm-hmm.
Just big. And we talked about how he just needs to focus on defense because that's what he's here for, and offense will come. And yeah, he did just focus on defense, and they just didn't find him for a shot. And sometimes we might see him take a three, get in the paint, but he was just smart. He was just smart with it tonight. He let the offense run, and he just knew that his role was defense. So
exactly,
I was excited. He might not have amped us up with dunks, but he's definitely amped us up with jump balls and defense. And he was getting, and I commend him because he was getting frustrated with those foul calls that missed out of bounds calls. He was getting heated, composed. He turned it into production.
Exactly. He didn't hurt the team with it. And that's what we were saying before. It seems like somebody had set him down or talked to him, was like, hey, bro, just focus on defense. We know you got a bag, but for now we need you to do this right now. We just need you to focus on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not happy with the 0 shots, but I'm happy because it's showing what his focus is. Yeah. And that's what we were saying before. I wasn't expecting him to have a breakout game anytime soon. It's just because I want to see him focus on that end. And then with it, like Ausar, who's with Ausar, focus on that end. Whatever you get in the offense is bonus. But either way, you're going to help us contribute to winning if you just focus on this end. So, and he did a great job of just locking down, giving us the effort, just being disruptive. Being disruptive and being frustrating to them. He did that all night long. So, and like you said, you made a great point about the composure piece. Like, he's not getting technical fouls. He's not, getting in the one-on-one battles. He's focused on the game.
And that's
he's focused on the game.
Not so, again, the fouls that were called against him were silly in the sense that they were almost touch fouls, almost come on. If you're going to call that for him, but for Ron, again, with the composure, he could have gone in and whacked someone at the rim because he's frustrated. No, he played good defense, and the Pacers created contact against him that he was called for. But then again, he channeled it into ripping the balls away, or attempting to, at least holding on the floor, rolling around. It was nice. It was, and then that was my first ever impression of Ron in the preseason game where he locked up the jump ball with someone and they both refused to let go because he was doing. He locked up with some vet. I forgot who it was, but they were like, I'm not letting go, and I'm not letting go. Yeah. Everyone's laughing because they're like, guys, let go.
Right.
So to see that again tonight was just really cool of him. And, I hope that he feels good. Was the offense there? No, but the defense was, and I would feel good about it if I was there. 11 minutes.
Right. And we're winning.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the key. Couple comments. 313 says that's growth. Last year he would have wanted to put TJ in the headlock. Yes. And we talked about a few guys. We saw Stu do that the same as well. Knock a guy down, guy flops, and he's just like, whatever. I'm just trying to play, bro. I'm not trying to do anything. So they're learning how to have that mentality, but to keep it, to kind of tightrope it, to keep it within reason as far as not hurting the team, not going over the line. And we're seeing with a lot of guys who have a lot of passion on this team who are channeling it the right way, who maybe last year and years past wouldn't have.
Yeah. And
that's important to see. And I agree with Todd. We talked about this too, boss. Todd says, Ron is fine. He is learning and growing. It's his second year. And that's the thing. Sometimes we forget it's his second year because of how great he played his rookie year.
Yeah.
Right. When you compare him and a guy like Javonte Green, we did last year, we said before, Javonte Green had a very low expectation when he came here. Nobody thought he'd be playing every game. So the fact that he's doing this is like, wow, he's really great. But you had Ryan last year who did this, and now he's right here. And now we're like, wait, what's going on with Ryan? We got to keep it within perspective. We expected another big jump from Ryan because of how great he played his rookie year. He's not regressing. He's just focusing on certain things because we have other guys who can do a lot of the things that he can also do. But not all the guys can defend better than him.
Right.
So let's go all out on that.
Well, exactly. And he has grown. He has a 3-point shot now in his game. He don't see it a lot. But we saw it a lot in the preseason. He talked about how he wants to. So he is growing. We're just not necessarily seeing it right now.
Right.
It will all come to fruition. Like we talked about, defense will create offense. And this type of defense is just going to get more minutes from Ron. I think he also would have had more, but he was in foul trouble, unfortunately, which is just something he's going to have to work through as a young guy in the league.
Facts.
That is handsy.
Facts.
So he is handsy. He's not, he does defend well, but he's up on you. And if you're up on a guy like Siakam, who has does have respect in the league, you know, they're not going to let you get away with that.
Right.
Is it right? Not necessarily, but
gotta earn it.
Right. And so, and he's going to, and so, and he'll have those games where he's he's not in foul trouble, where he gets consistent minutes, where suddenly he's producing on defense, and then he does hit a corner three, and his offense is hitting too, and he's in the groove. He's going to have those. And so I think, because we talked about, he's had a couple up and down games lately. This was one of his best ones in terms of just effort and playmaking. Like, those jump balls were important. They were in the third and the fourth. And
absolutely.
They gave us an extra possession. We capitalized off of one. We didn't capitalize off of the other. That's okay.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not bothered at all. Like, he's shown the offense is there. So I'm not worried about that not ever showing itself. I just like that he's starting with the thing that defines this team, which is defense. It's easy to work your way out from there, but start there. And he's shown that the offense is going to be there. So I'm not worried at all. So I'm seeing some questions about Ron's age. Is Ron 20? No, he's 20. Ron turned 20 a few months ago, literally. So he's a baby in his league, literally. So that's why there's no reason. Yeah, Ty has it. He's 20. So there's no reason to even be concerned. 21 in July, right? So we're good. Ron is fine, and I'm sure his teammates feel the same way, because he's willing to do whatever it takes to win. He just wants to win.
Oh yeah.
And his play is leading to winning, even if his play is not leading to scoring. So that's what I love to see. That's all I got, boss, on this game tonight. You got anything else?
No, I don't think so. Let me think. Just off of, I guess some things I wrote down. Thompson and Duren didn't get their first fouls until mid to late second quarter. I mean, they were laying off the whistle in the first, I noticed, but this is big for guys like those. I mean, that's our center and one of our top defenders for not getting into foul trouble till later.
Impressive.
Big. And then, and then there are a couple of times where I was yelling "ball don't lie" at the screen for some of their missed free throws. That's another. The Pacers can, TJ McConnell can go off all he wants. Make your free throws. You would have been in this game.
Right.
I
agree.
Little things.
Facts.
But I'm just happy to pull out a win. I think, like you said, we needed a game like this to just kind of recalibrate, figure out some lineup stuff, minute stuff. I trust Coach. I'm excited for the upcoming games this week.
Sean says, playoffs, Ron or Javonte? I think that may be situational.
Yeah.
I would like to say Jarante. Can we say Jarante and say both?
Right now, it would be Javonte, just because of that experience. Stuff. But playoffs is so far away. I think that Ron is going to heat up more. He's just going through a little bit of something.
Yeah.
And as we get into it, guys, I think December will be where we really find our groove as a healthy team, hopefully, knock on wood. Yep. And then we'll figure out the second half of the year and people's positions. But kind of cool that we have both of those guys and kind of go either way. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So I will leave it there. I think you made the correct answer as far as who will be initially given the opportunity, just because of the experience and veteran leadership and having been in situations like this before. So yeah, but it's not a bad problem to have at all. So guys, that is all we have for this game. So up next for the Pistons is a big game this coming Wednesday on the road against the Boston Celtics. We talked about that a little bit, but guys, that is an important game. That is an important game on a couple of different fronts, because not only can the Pistons make history and set a new franchise record best 14 game winning streak, but it's also a cup game. The Pistons right now are 2-0. And we all know that if you want to get to the elimination rounds, you got to win your group. And right now, the Orlando Magic are also 2-0, right? There's one wild card spot between the three groups in each conference, but you don't want to have to rely on that. You want to go ahead and try to win your group and, be able to go that way. But the Pistons would do well if they want to punch their ticket into that elimination round to go ahead and take care of business against the Celtics, go 3-0, and then let it all hang out, let the chips fall when they play the Orlando Magic for that final game. Thoughts on that, boss? We'll know on Wednesday where the Magic stand, because the Magic play the Sixers tomorrow.
Okay.
So we'll know what their record is. Ideally, Magic lose tomorrow. We go into the matchup on Friday, because we have two cup games in a row.
Right.
Go into the matchup on Friday with 3-0, and they're maybe 2-1, but then they could be 3-1, and we get 3-1. It comes down to point differential. So there's just some factors going into it. So we just really want to start off and to get to the 14-game win streak after winning 14 games total last year, guys, and then having a 15-game win streak in 16 games, 17 games, 16 games. Yeah, 16 games.
15-2, 17.
17 games. Okay.
We're already at 15, which is correct. Like we're already at 15 wins is insane, but to get 14 in a row after, that would be insane. I didn't even think about that, but that's crazy.
So
that's crazy
game. And sadly, I won't be here to talk about it.
How you gonna build it up like that and then just break it all down? That's terrible. Let them know why you ain't gonna be here, boss.
Oh, I have an event with the Denver Nuggets. I'll be being able to ask some of the players some panel questions. So if you have any ideas of what to ask, because I have too many, in the comments, I think it'll be more. I'm kind of hoping, it'll be, like CTHJ again.
Okay.
Brown. We got some injuries, so I don't know. Jokic. Jokic's mindset. I don't know if he does these kind of things.
You can be riding horses somewhere, man.
Yeah, I don't know if he does these. It's today for Thanksgiving, but I'll be able to watch the game mostly. It starts at 3 p.m. for me here. I was like, I know it's Thanksgiving week, but people got work. But
facts. That's facts.
So I'll be able to watch most of it, but I won't be able to hop on and talk about it. So I'm just hoping good vibes that the Pistons beat the Celtics, because I'll just be at the panel with my phone in my hand watching the
Yeah.
Ask my questions. So yeah.
For sure. Well, I mean, you can't turn that down. Like that's a great opportunity. Like we said, who knows if you're able to get any of them there, and we can have some footage for here. We'll see what happens. No guarantees. We'll see what happens.
If I haven't agreed, if Deuce is on here and he gets a FaceTime from me, it means that I'm with the player.
And she's getting plugged in for sure. Yeah. All right, guys. That sounds fun though. So we'll try to hold it down without you again. We'll see what we can do, but we'll get it done, right, Chet? But guys, also tomorrow night, right? That was Wednesday, but tomorrow night at 7:30, we have a special off night show for you guys. We're gonna have Eric Vincent on the show with Clutch Point. Shout out Eric, Vinny. We're gonna have Everything King on with us, and it's gonna be myself and Boss as well. And we are going to talk all things Pistons, guys. So we said it before last show, but if you have a topic that you want us to cover tomorrow night, drop it down in the comment section of this video. Not the chat section, so we might miss it, but the comment section after this video is over. Put it in there, and then we will see if we can get to it and talk about it. We want to have an open forum for you guys. You guys show us love. We want to show you guys love back and talk about whatever is on your mind within reason that you guys want to talk about, right? So let us know. Make sure you guys tap in. You are not going to miss that one.
Yeah.
But with that, guys, you got anything else, boss? That's all you got?
No, I just can't believe it. Now we got to wait 2 more days, but really proud of this team. I'm excited. We hop on here right after postgame, and then I spend the next hour just going through all the postgame videos, all the highlights, all the interviews, and so I'm excited to see. Can anyone tell us who got the belt tonight?
Good question. That's a good question. Because who does?
I would pick Caris.
Okay.
Or Sar.
I was gonna say Ausar just because of what he did defensively, but maybe you guys can let us know before we hop off here, because I am curious to know.
Caris just he had a thing in every stat.
Yeah, he got it done on both ends. That's for sure. So maybe it hasn't been announced yet. We trying to wait on y'all, but maybe it hasn't come out yet who got the belt. So we'll leave it there, guys. 313 says I see Ausar getting it. That's kind of who I was thinking, but Thug says LeVert. So LeVert got it tonight. Is that what we're saying?
Or is that who you want to get it?
Is that who you want to get it, or is that who got it?
I'm gonna look it up.
Or Ausar. That's okay. So I don't think it's been announced yet. Because he's saying
I don't see it on Detroit yet. All right.
So not yet. So guess, and then we can talk about it next episode. So who do you think got it?
I think LeVert.
LeVert. Okay, I'm gonna go with Ausar. We'll see. I don't care who get it. Yeah. I don't care who get it. They share in the wealth. All that. I ain't mad. Sean says it's Stewie's belt. He can give it to whoever he wants. Right. The B says Caris should. Yeah. So yeah. Either way. It's well actually no. Isn't it Jaden's belt to give away? It's Jaden's to give away because Jaden won last game. Yeah. Yeah. It's his belt to give away. Okay. Cool. So we'll see. Guys. All right. So we'll end it there, guys. That is a wrap for this show. We appreciate you guys showing up and showing out as you guys always do. It's been a lot of fun. We appreciate you guys. And with that, you guys have a safe night. We will see you guys tomorrow night. But y'all know the drill, man. Exactly. Detroit versus everybody. See y'all tomorrow. 13 in a row.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot, and I'ma be physical with you the whole game. You know Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think it's just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of canine. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking pundits, I heard you're ashamed. Talking that chop, you must want this way. Look at dog palm, mess around, find out, Look at dog palm, mess around, find out, For some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that. When you're ready for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that.